Hey everyone, I want to thank you all so much for all of the support I've gotten on my first season of The Stories That Saved Me. For all the liking, subscribing, sharing, beautiful comments I've gotten, encouraging comments, feedback. I'm just so overwhelmingly thankful for all of you. And I did tell you guys in the intro that I was going to do an episode on rejection, since that's what took me so long to even attempt to do this project. So this is that episode for you. Rejection. I guess we could start with the definition. Merriam-Webster's definition of rejection is the state of being rejected. Rejected. Not given approval or acceptance. So different ways we can reject people. Not approving or accepting them. Abuse is another way. Criticism. Neglecting or abandoning. Being obvious when you favor people. Telling people that they're not talented enough and encouraging them to just give up. Not acknowledging or supporting things. So for example, gender identity. Everyone at different points of our life will feel rejection. And the reason why it's so hard for us is because it destabilizes our human need to belong. Rejection makes us feel sad, guilty, shameful. A lot of us naturally respond to it by finding fault in ourselves. So naturally we want to protect ourselves from being rejected. So we do things like be less vulnerable or isolate. And the problem with that is that is what sabotages our human need to belong. So back to my story on rejection. Growing up, I had significant people in my life consistently tell me that I was ugly and stupid and unworthy and no one was going to love me and I should kill myself because I'm so useless. Those suicidal thoughts that I had in my head didn't just come out of nowhere. And I let rejection run my life for a really long time. I used to have the saying, you can't fail if you don't try. I became overly go with the flow. People pleasing, I guess, could be another word for it. In every relationship I was in, I did everything I could to just prove that I was a little bit worthy of being there. And then I started fostering, which was the most incredible experience I've ever had in my life. And I like to foster under 4 years old, which I've learned is a very crucial time for building confidence. I would look at those kids and I would say to myself, to them, the world's going to reject you, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you know that you are loved and accepted. And that's what I had to tell little me. They say the more that you achieve and the higher up you go, the more rejection you will face. And based on how goal-oriented I am, and given my trauma, I cannot reject myself. So how am I managing my fear of rejection to even work on this project? I knew I was going to get rejected. I knew people were going to comment on my looks, my very amateur videography, editing, my topics. I can't focus on all of that. I had to focus on the goal. And the goal of this project was to make the world a safer place by showing you that you're not the only one going through this specific struggle. And that there's light over here. When you focus on the goal, nothing else matters. Like, I don't care what I look like. I don't care how bad a videographer I am. I don't care about my voice, like things that I would have cared about a long time ago. I'm just focusing on the goal. I'm enjoying the process. I have deepened so many relationships. And I'm proud of myself. And I have been rejected in this process. And I've gotten some really unnecessary, mean feedback from people close to me. And what I've done is you gotta sit with the feelings. Separate the feeling with the thought. They're two different things. There's the emotion, and then there's all the thoughts behind it trying to justify that emotion. Let that feeling, that emotion just sit there. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to change it. Don't be scared of it. Just let it sit there. Feel it. Embrace it. And it'll go away on its own. The more you do this practice, the easier it will become and the shorter it'll take for it to run its course. Also be aware that sometimes it's not us. Sometimes it's just the person who's doing the rejecting. And we should not take it personally at all. I do believe in being accountable. So yeah, sometimes it is us. Sometimes we should look inward and be like, yeah, I got rejected because I did X, Y, and Z. A lot of times it's a mixture of both. Again, we can see what we can improve on and then try again. And keep trying until we succeed. Because there'll be rejection again. That's all I really have on rejection for now. I'm excited to let you know there will be a season 2 of the stories that saved me. And I just want to thank you. Thank you all so much.